Italy on the cusp of momentous political change. This is BBC News. I'm Mark Lowan, live in Rome, where polls have just closed in a potentially game-changing election. Polls suggest that the Brothers of Italy party will come out on top, which would make its leader, Giorgia Meloni, Italy's first female prime minister. She would also be the country's first far-right leader since Benito Mussolini. It all hangs on whether a coalition can be formed with the League, led by Matteo Salvini, and Forza Italia, headed by the former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi. We'll bring you all the results and analysis as they come in on this, the most crucial of election nights.
And I'm Lucy Gray with the other main stories this hour. The Iranian president threatens decisive action to stop the wave of anti-government protests sweeping the country. Super Typhoon Noru has hit the Philippines and is set to sweep through the capital Manila with winds of up to 175 kilometers an hour.
Hello and welcome to Rome, where the polls have just closed in a momentous election that could now see Italy bringing to power the first female prime minister in its history and its first far-right leader since Benito Mussolini. We have just had an exit poll, which we will bring you shortly. And in this hour, we will be talking through the analysis and results with our team of correspondents and experts, looking at how the changing political sands have brought Italy to this point and the implications for the country and for the wider world. Let's look, first of all, at the exit polls that have just been broadcast by Italian TV. We are seeing that the centre-right coalition, which is led by Giorgia Meloni's Brothers of Italy party, looks set to sweep into power with between 41 and 45% of the vote. The centre-left that had hoped to stave off a political earthquake here and stop a right-wing government is being given between 25.5% and 29.5%, considerably down from the right-wing coalition that now looks likely to govern this country. Then there is the anti-establishment populist Five Star movement that did not form a coalition with the centre-left and ran as a separate party, potentially hampering any attempt to challenge the right wing. That is being given between 13.5% and 17.5%. The right-wing League party, when we break down the individual parties there, is quite down, between 8.5% and 12.5%. That will be part of the coalition government now that Giorgia Meloni will seek to form, but it looks like it has underperformed, really, compared to the predictions leading up to this momentous election. There is then what is called the third pole, centrist parties of Azione and Italia Viva that had hoped also to form a left-wing coalition. They are being given between 6.5% and 8.5%. So, the big headlines from this exit poll: it looks like the centre-right has got a very solid majority, if indeed the exit poll translates into reality. What that would mean? Well, that Giorgia Meloni's Brothers of Italy, of the far right, looks likely to be the biggest party in this right-wing coalition, and she will now argue in political consultations with the president over the next few days that she has the right to form the next government. That would be a momentous change for this country and would have major implications, not only for Italy's relationship with Europe, but also its standing as a whole in the West. As Giorgia Meloni says that she has consigned fascism to history. She says she is a modern conservative party. There will be those who believe that she represents something much darker than the slogan that she often repeats: God, family and homeland. This report by our Europe editor Katja Adler contains some flashing images.
Italy looks picture perfect from afar. A